Hello, friends. Thank you for joining this meditation session. We will do guided step by step meditation for the next 20 minutes. What the meditation makes me do is it slows down our mind and we start looking inward during our wake state. Normally, in our wake state, our tendency of the mind is to look outward through the five senses. So, meditation is a technique where instead of going outbound, we are shutting down our senses and try to explore the world within us. As we start doing the practice consistently, you will start seeing the benefit. And this is similar to why we eat food every day when we know that the food that we eat, if it is healthy, it nourishes our body. Similarly, if we consistently meditate and make it part of a routine, then we'll start seeing the benefits of that in our well being. It will make our mind calmer, more happier, more focused, and a more productive human being. Let us start by sitting comfortably. We are going to keep our eyes closed during the entire period of meditation. You can either sit on a chair with your legs firmly on the ground, or you can sit on a mat on the floor, cross legged, whichever position you feel is comfortable. The only condition is you have to make sure that your spine is erect and your head is also straight. Let us begin by being aware of our fingers, our hands, our elbows, our toes, our legs, how they are situated, and how comfortable they are in the posture we are in. If I'm sitting on a chair, I'm aware that I'm leaning my back towards the chair. If I'm sitting on a floor, I'm aware that my bottom and my legs are touching the mat on the floor. I feel the weight of my body on the mat. I also feel the straightness of my spine. As I am going through this exercise to become aware of my own body, my mind, if it drifts, I take a note of what it drifted to and I gently bring it back to the awareness of my own body. This helps me realize how my mind is moving, where it is going, how it is going, when it is going, and hence I am becoming aware of its patterns and I am gently successful in bringing it back to the present moment. I'm staying focused and not thinking of anything else. Nothing else matters right now, and I am becoming deeply aware of my body as I go through this exercise. As I continue my meditation, I am going deeper into myself. Let us take 3 deep breaths. When we take the breath, we want to focus on the breath going into the body and the breath leaving the body. We can take the breath through our nose or through our mouth and let go through our nose or through our mouth. The lungs is situated in our body more towards our back than towards the chest. When I take a deep breath, I visualize my lungs filling up with air all the way to the back of my spinal cord and also in the front towards my rib cage. This visualization helps me fill the lungs with more air and go deeper into my breath. Pause for 2 seconds before you let go your breath. Try to focus on the breath going in, filling up your lungs completely. Pause for a couple of seconds and breathe out slowly. Focus on your breath all the time. If the mind is wandering, gently bring it back to the awareness of your breath. If my mind wanders, I slowly and gently bring my awareness back to the breath. I continue my meditation to the next level. In this step, I'm going to take 5 deep breaths. This time, I'm going to shift my awareness to the tip of my nostril. I'm going to breathe in through my nose, fill in my lungs completely with air, pause for 2 seconds, and gently breathe out. When I breathe in, I am aware of the cold air at the tip of my nostrils, and when I breathe out, I am aware of the warm air which is touching the tip of my nostrils. I focus on the coolness and the warmth of the tip of my nostril. If my mind wanders, I gently bring my awareness back to the coolness and the warmth at the tip of my nostril. As I breathe in and gently breathe out, I release every tension which is within me. As I breathe out, any inbuilt tension within me, I am letting it go with my breath. I am becoming calmer and more at peace with myself, and hence I am able to concentrate on the coolness of the breath going in and the warm air flowing out on the tip of my nostrils. I continue this for 5 deep breaths. Now I continue to the next level of my meditation. I'm going to practice deep diaphragmatic breathing. This technique is similar to the previous one, except that when I fill up my lungs with air, I'm also going to push my belly out and fill up my entire body with air. When I breathe out, I'm going to empty my lungs and also contract my belly at the same time. I'm going to do this technique for 5 deep breaths. The advantage of diaphragmatic breathing is that it releases anxiety and stress from my body. It also helps regulate blood pressure and emotions. I continue to stay focused as I inhale through my nostrils or my mouth, fill in my lungs and belly with air, and while exhaling, my lungs and my belly goes back in. I continue this process of breathing for 5 times. I stay focused on my breathing as I continue through with my practice. Now we are going to continue into the next step of meditation, which is alternate nostril breathing. This step requires a little more concentration. We are going to start with our right hand and use the thumb of our right hand to press against the right nostril so as to block it. Then I take a deep breath through my left nostril and fill up my lungs. In this technique, I would not breathe in nor breathe out through my mouth. Now, at this point, my left nostril is open. I take the index finger and the middle finger together and gently press against the left nostril so as to block it and release the thumb. At this point, the right nostril is open and I breathe out through my right nostril. I take a deep breath in through the right nostril and gently take the thumb of the right hand again and block my right nostril. I release the index finger and the middle finger from the left nostril and slowly breathe out the air from my left nostril. I fill in the breath from the open left nostril completely and then gently shut the left nostril with the index finger and the middle finger and release my right nostril and breathe out from my right nostril. I continue to take my next breath in through the right nostril, fill up my lungs, and exhale out from my left nostril. At this point, I continue the alternate nostril breathing technique for a minute. You must have realized during this technique that one of your nasal passages is more clear than the other. This technique helps us to clear our nasal passage, and more importantly, it helps energize and equalize both right and left hemisphere of our brain. Now that we have calmed ourselves and we have done meditation techniques using our breath, it is time to explore into our mind. We are going to shift our awareness to the tip of our head, of our skull, and now slowly Bring your awareness down to your forehead, in between your eyebrows. This is where your third eye is located. Now, let us look inwards into our mind, into our intentions, into our thoughts and our emotions. We are just going to observe our intentions, our thoughts, and our emotions, but we will not engage with them. We are going to observe our intentions, our thoughts, and emotions just as I watch beautiful fishes swimming in an aquarium. I want to identify the different thoughts going through my mind and realize how these thoughts are making me feel. Are these thoughts causing happiness, or are these thoughts causing fear, hate, anxiety? I just want to identify the thought with the emotion that it is generating within my body and realize how my body is reacting to this thought. As we practice this meditation, we will slowly understand why do we do things, say things, act in a certain way, which ultimately becomes our behavior pattern. This makes us also go deep within our own selves to realize our habits, good or bad, our tendencies, good or bad, and hence we become more self aware, more conscious of our own life. We want to stay focused on our intentions and thoughts and emotions which are happening in the present and not go and dig up the past. We will continue this for a few more seconds. Now, I take a really deep breath through my nose and or my mouth, and as I exhale out, I let go of all the negative emotions or thoughts or intentions which I have bundled up within me. Now that I have exhaled out all the negative emotions, thoughts, and intentions, let us look within our own self, and I definitely notice that my mind has become more empty and more calm than before. This is how I will use the technique to clear out my mind so that there is more space to do whatever matters to me the most, to be more creative, to be positive in our life, in our own well being, and ultimately to the fellow creations of our Lord around us. Now that my mind has become more calmer and more still, let us move our awareness to our heart. Let us create an image of a candle which is burning with a beautiful flame on it at the level of my heart, about 2 feet away from me. With my eyes still closed during the entire duration of my meditation, I watch the flame of the candle, which is so steady that there is no movement at all. Because of this, sometimes when I look at the flame, I get a feeling that this is a solid object, and I cannot even tell that if this flame is flickering at all. I keep my entire awareness on the flame of the candle for a few seconds. The mind is very much like the flame of the candle. Even a small movement will cause it to sway back and forth. Now, gently, I bring the beautiful bright light of the flame into my heart within my inner space, and I visualize the bright light of the candle at the level of my heart. Now I slowly shift my awareness to the third eye, which is on the forehead between the eyebrows. I bring the bright light of the flame to the third eye and rest for a few seconds. Now I shift my focus to the tip of my skull and bring the bright light of the flame at the point. I focus my awareness at the bright light at the tip of my skull for a few seconds. I now slowly bring my awareness back to my heart and, take a moment to think about three good things that happened in the past week that I am grateful for. I thank my Lord for the blessings that He has given me. Now I think of someone who has helped me in the near past Visualize the person standing in front of me, looking into his eyes, thank him or her for the help they have given you, and send peace and blessings and love to that person from your heart. Now, with the same intention, look at the entire universe that God has created, which you are part of, and send peace and blessings to all the creation of our Lord who exists with us. We have now reached the last step of our meditation. Keeping our eyes still closed, bring my awareness into my eyes. Take a deep breath, and as I exhale out, let all the tensions which are stored in my eyes release or let go with my breath. The next step, let me be aware of my muscles of my face and take a deep breath, hold my breath for a couple of seconds, and as I release my breath, let all the tensions build up on the muscles of my face also get released. Now I bring my awareness to my jaw. I relax my jaw. I take a deep breath, hold it for a second. As I exhale out, I release any tension I'm holding around my jaw. Let the tongue fall onto the floor of my jaw and relax for a few seconds. And finally, I relax my shoulder, bring it down, take a deep breath, and as I breathe out, release any tension which is around my shoulder. Now, breathing normally, I slowly and very gently, I will take around 10 seconds to open up my eyes. There is no rush, there is no hurry, and I open up my eyes very softly and very gently. Thank you for being part of this meditation.